So this is an actual ad, and I know it's small, so I'll kind of go over it. And we didn't I can't say we did this super intentionally to align with that. It just aligns with it because it's how our business thinks. And so accidentally or unintentionally is probably the right word, this is just how it laid out. And I went back and I asked Sean, who's our recruiting director, I said, hey, I gotta go talk to some people about hiring territory managers. Can you send me the ad we did? So this is for Josh Taylor at Ecotech Power Wash, and he's in Baltimore, Maryland. He's a recruiting client of ours. And he's the one that we hired the 3 territory managers. It was like a week. We posted an ad and he had 3 territory managers by the end of the week. Like I said, we just whipped this up, and it was, here's how we write an ad. It wasn't follow this formula and like that. It was just, this is how our business thinks. So this was an Indeed ad, and there's certain things you gotta put in, trying to hit keywords, and I'll kind of break that down as well. But we talk about their territory manager efforts first, and then some sales efforts, and then more specifically compensation in the company. I had to copy and paste it weird to get it all to fit on a slide. But if we look at how it actually breaks down, why would they want to come work for us? Because they can grow, they can manage, they can lead, they can have responsibility. You create a vision for the role. Just like if you go out and you've got a folder, you create a vision of your company for your client. Why should they do business with you? What's important to you? What is it that'll, create some behavior? Secondly, how? How are they going to sell this stuff? Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. I like to grow and manage and have responsibility. Well, how do I do that? Okay, 20 to 30 leads a week, meeting with residential clients, generating customer referrals, leading this. So you set some expectations, and lastly is what? Like I said, your company, I hate to break it to you, your company's not important. What's important is why they should come work with you. The fact that Josh runs Ecotech Power Wash, we don't say anything about Ecotech anywhere in here. It's at the end, oh yeah, Josh and Janine, family business, whatever. They're not coming to work for you, they're coming to work why you do what you do, right? Compensation is down here, but let's be honest, if all they care about is compensation, the minute somebody else comes and offers them a job with more money, they're gone. That's the last thing you want to use to try to hire somebody. It's a sales role, so that you've got to give them the upside, right? They need to share in that upside, and that's how salespeople think and want to be compensated. That's why they get into sales. So it's important to explain how you compensate. But if you're hiring them based on we pay the most, the minute somebody pays more, they're gone, right? Unless you can change their behaviors. Behaviors are super hard to change. So it's got to be about why, how, and then what. The other part of writing a really good ad, especially online, it's all about getting them to click on it, right? So how do you get that ad to show up for them? And Sean is really good at doing this without making it awkward. There's a certain point of using keywords a little too much. A, you need to know what the keywords are. So call your reps, figure that out. B, you got to figure out how to weave it in without being cheesy about it or goofy about it, and without the applicant being the hell am I reading here? So let's look at the keywords in this ad. Sales, manage, grow, service. So these are things that people are searching for in kind of a priority list here that we built out. So if we look at where it says sales, hiring a territory manager ASAP, sales and management skills, territory management and sales team, sales. But he wove it in a way that's not awkward. It doesn't just say sales. It's using salespeople and sales efforts and sales processes and sales management. And then managing manager. We've got to grow a bunch, and you can see it's kind of weighted up towards the top in the why, and the keywords are going to hit more at the beginning of the ad. And then service is down kind of woven into the bottom, more about the what, but it's the why, right? Sales, manage. People are searching for the why. They're not searching for the what. They're searching for the why. Those are the keywords. So keywords loaded up to the top, and it should naturally hit the top, because that's the why, right? You want to start with the why. Another key thing that, in the gold mining frame of mind, we run into so many people that use their job description as a filter, which is not how you want to gold mine, right? You don't want to walk in and try to just pick pieces off of the wall of gold. You want to get as much rock as you can. You don't want to use your job description or your ad as a filter You want to bring in as many people as you want, because we're going to put a process in place that you don't even know they exist until you find out that they're a piece of gold. The system is going to decide if they're gold or not you. You're not consistent anyway, right? You're a human being. We need a system. So you'll notice in this ad, it's super positive. It creates a vision. It talks about the upside of the role. There are no demands. There's no, you need to be here at this time. You need to do this. You need to do that, right? Like, those are all things, there's those things in our business. Like, we have constraints and demands and limitations and things that we tell them they need to do. Every job does. That's not unique. They're going to learn that stuff when they come in, and when you hire them and you're going to train them, they're going to learn what to do and what not to do. So we don't want to limit the people that click on this ad by putting time constraints on it, by putting experience constraints on it, by putting limitations on it. That the system's going to weed out all those. You don't need to do any of that when you write this ad. You're just trying to get as much rock as possible, trying to make it super positive. You want everybody to click on your ad. So again, we're mining for gold. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but if gold is a star and it's in the rock, that's where the word rock stars comes from. I'm pretty sure. So we're going to bring on the rocks and we're going to let the process produce the gold. What time we got? Pat's not yelling at me yet, so I'm still good to go. All right, so once we have this heap of rock, we need to filter it down, right? And all of these things we want to have nothing to do with. We want to have our system do it so that we don't have to do it. We got to weed them out before they waste our time, because our time is super valuable and we can work on a lot of stuff. So let's just make sure that before we work on somebody, they're worth our time. So we use knockout questions, and these are like the yes or no, binary, true or false things where if somebody says they don't have a driver's license, they're gone. Whatever, like if somebody says that they can't lift 50 pounds, they're gone. Whatever it is, that's a knockout question. And we don't like to do this in the job ads or even on the online, like Indeed, you can put some knockout questions in there. We want to get these people into our list, just like a client. They might not be the right fit now, but maybe it's because they're 20 and our insurance company doesn't cover them until they're 21 to drive our vehicles. So they're going to get knocked out now, but we don't want to knock them out in Indeed and then we lose them. We want to get them into our system so we can maintain communication with them and then do a recoup campaign and, hey, we're hiring again, refill out our application. And oh, you slipped through. Last time you were a little too young, this time you're through. So we'd love to have you. So we want to use these knockout questions in our system, not so much on the online ads, but we want to have a system that makes it so that we don't have to deal with it. Not that we're cold people. We have a lot of people to worry about. We have a lot of people to spend our time on. We want to spend our time on the ones that really matter to us and build relationships with really good employees and really good clients. Let everybody else worry about everybody else. Spend your time on who matters. So we use knockout questions. Once they get through that, once they hit like the easy requirements, the low-hanging fruit, we don't know if they're culturally a good fit yet, but at least we know yep, they have a pulse, they can show up for work, they can do the job, whatever our standard requirements are. Now we get into assessing them, so we call it vetting. In our online system that we have two different assessments that we put them through. One is a job fit assessment, and it's kind of a personality test. It's like a DISC profile. It's got 40-some questions. I didn't write any of them. I'm not a psychologist, but it's basically a psychology exam to see how they think. And there's one for technicians. We actually use it for our office staff as well, because it's the mentality is the same. Like, we're working in a technician-based business, so even if they're our office manager, we need them to think how our business operates and make sure we know what's important to them. So we do that job fit assessment, 40 questions, and then it buckets them into different groups and shows us on a bell curve how they fit into our organization, and if they're a red flag, and if they are, how to drill into it. I'll show you guys exactly what that looks like when we do a little walkthrough a little later. We also do an attitude assessment. I can teach anybody to clean a damn window, but if you show up pissed off every day, I don't want to work with you. I'm a pretty bubbly guy. I don't want to be dragged down. Attitude is the most important thing. We can teach anybody to do the job that we need to do, right? You can't teach them how to show up, and you can't teach them how to have a good attitude. So attitude assessment is huge. And again, it's like a personality test. They can't game it. Way smarter people than me wrote these things, and so it's just systematized. they take the test. In our system, when they get through all this, I don't even know they exist. Like, I have no idea this person applied. I didn't have to interact with them at all. Like, this is all stuff that they clicked on our ad over here, or they got our business card from one of our employees, or maybe from me. So maybe I interacted with them for like a half a second and said like, hey man, you're awesome. Thanks for waiting on me at this restaurant. Like, we'd love to have you on our team. Come and check us out. I don't tell them we pay more, but so at this point, like, we hardly know they exist. They haven't gotten through to us yet.